I'm Ben Caveen, your host for today. I'm going to be joined by Giles Tung, our subscription expert. How are you doing, Giles?
Very good, Ben. Thanks very much. How was your summer?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Nice weather for once.
You say that on Tuesday when I was doing a promo for this. It rained about 2 seconds after I finished filming in my garden. So
Back to normal,
end
then
of
back to
summer, maybe.
reality. Awesome. Well, today we're going to be diving into how bundling has evolved from the early days, from simple add-ons all the way through to now super bundles. Plus, we're going to take a look a little bit beyond telcos as well, and looking into kind of the retail space, into the banking space, and much more. So we'll have a look from the consumer perspective. We're also going to have a look from the operator and the reseller perspective, and plenty of real world examples out in the market at the moment. So, and of course, we'll finish with our ultimate bundle battle. If you go onto LinkedIn, you'll see our latest poll, which is for the final. So do cast your vote. And we'll have a decision at the end of this session. Who is the winner of the ultimate bundle? So Giles, welcome back to the series. Great to have you back. A lot for us to cover today, so let's get it going.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to be in our new office as well. For those who don't know, we've just moved into a new office in Cambridge, which is absolutely huge and full of excitement here every time we come in. So very pleased to be coming straight from the headquarters. So let's get going then. So subscription economy is booming. Here we have data from Juniper, which shows that in their estimation, the subscription economy is worth 722 billion at the moment this year, rising to 1.2 trillion by 2030. So we can still see huge growth here. There is no maturity yet in this subscription economy. And with that is the growth of what we call the bundle economy. And what we mean by that is the growth of people acquiring their subscriptions through indirect means. So we're going to call on a number of different data points today, some of which is our own. This data that I'm referring to here is from Subscriptions Assemble, which you can download via this QR code, totally free. And with this, our data shows in a survey of 5,000 American subscribers that on average we have 5.4 subscriptions, a third of which are coming through indirect channels. So people are getting their subscriptions other places than, for example, Netflix.com. They're going to mobile operator or elsewhere. And with that, 2 and 3 subscribers have got at least one indirect subscription. So really, this is becoming a very common thing for people to have subscriptions through third parties. And talking of third parties, here's some data from Omdia, which states that telco and non-telco bundling now makes up 30% of all subscription video on demand subscriptions, which is absolutely huge. A third of all subscriptions to, say, Netflix, Disney are coming through indirect streams. So really a huge growth in the bundle economy. So let's look at this from a couple of different perspectives, and then we'll get into some examples of bundling. So first off is the subscriber perspective. So why are subscribers getting subscriptions through third parties? Well, that's one of the questions we posed in our subscriber research, and you can see here the answer is multiple different similar kind of examples of answers of included free with another service. It's easier to add to their bill, the same as the fourth answer. It's fastest to subscribe when acquiring their subscription through a third party, or a better price than going direct. And this is really interesting because another question we asked later in this survey is around the savvy subscriber. And it looks like people are starting to shop around for subscriptions. So where once you would go to the App Store and that was kind of the price is the price, now what we're seeing is because of the growth in the indirect channel, there's different trial periods, different pricing. Sometimes you'll get something for free or included within a service. So there's lots of different ways which you might subscribe to a service. So particularly for the more popular ones, before pressing subscribe, subscribers seem to be asking themselves the question, can I get this at a different price? Is there a more affordable way? Is there some promotional route to getting the service? And we'll go into some examples a little bit later on. From the content provider perspective, we did a survey just at the start of the summer, which we called Gravity Shift, another report which you can download from our website for free. And in this case, we're seeing the reasons why subscription leaders are struggling a little bit with their customer acquisition, why they're looking to indirect means to solve these issues. Top of the list of issues is the rising ad costs. competition from existing and new players coming next, changes in the algorithm, making it more difficult to acquire customers at an affordable way. So a number of different reasons why content providers are looking for solutions through indirect channels, so much so that 91% of subscription leaders are saying that they now require both direct and indirect channels. So almost everybody is using indirect channels at this point. 77% said they were going to prioritize indirect acquisition this year, and 82% are going to increase their investment in indirect channels this year. So a massive push towards indirect channels and indirect customer acquisition. And just for another point of view, telcos, we do a lot of work with mobile operators around the world. Telcos would include the mobile operator, pay TV, and internet broadband. And this is a study we did a few years ago, and this remains consistent. We haven't repeated the study because the answers are still the same in our conversations. Why are telcos using bundling? It's to achieve their main objectives, which are you can see the answers are almost the same across the board: to create new revenue streams, to increase net promoter score and reduce churn, increase loyalty further down, accelerate customer acquisition, increase ARPU, which is average revenue per user, and reduce the cost of acquisition. So that's the telco perspective. And what that leads us to is a kind of evolution in subscription bundling, which is going from the basic bundling of join our service and get something included within that, perhaps Disney Plus or otherwise, included within our first party service. And that's a kind of value add. So instead of reducing the price, they'll typically include something and possibly even use it as a trade up path, as we'll see in a moment. Then increasing in complexity, the multi-party bundle is a trend we're seeing a lot more of. This is multiple different products, sometimes even from different companies, being packaged together in a single price point. And then finally, the most complex example of bundling are the super bundling or content hubs, where multiple different types of content are being paid for and managed in one place. And this is the kind of flow of how we're going to take you through some examples in a moment. So Ben, over to you.
Yes, thanks, Giles. Thanks for that introduction and giving us that kind of macro view of where we are with the world of bundling. So I wanted to start a little bit on the kind of basic bundle side. We have a few bits of terminology in the industry. I want to start with hard bundling first. So this is where a third party service is simply just included as part of the first party product offer. Usually on a kind of free trial period is the usual kind of tactic, as Giles mentioned earlier. So I want to take an example over in the Philippines. So this is Globe. So for 1999 pesos, their fiber plan, their 500 megabyte speed fiber plan, you can see there that Disney Plus is included, no extra charge in that. So that is a typical hard bundle where you're getting that extra third party service included in that price plan. And then on the right hand side, you've got this is an example from Spark over in New Zealand, and they've kind of layered in different levels of discount as you kind of progress through that kind of trade up path. So again, it's still a mobile plan. And you can see here that starting at the $45 a month, you can see there it's in quite small print, but it's saving $7 on a Spotify premium subscription, which is usually $16.99 a month. And as that goes through to the middle plan, which is $70 a month, you can see there's additional benefits that are being added in there: more data, more, they've got the endless hotspot and that kind of stuff. And then the big top tier package, their endless plan for $90 a month, you can see there that it says add Spotify Premium on us. So you can see there they're using that subscription as a kind of a free included on us in that particular package. All kind of part of that trade-up path. So you can see how that can increase ARPU for the operator or for the reseller, and also can help with kind of customer acquisition, seeing that particular offer. So coming back to our country now in the UK, this is Virgin Media O2 based here in the UK. So they have a slightly different tactic. It's still a hard bundle, but there is an element of choice included in here. So this is again a 24-month airtime plan. And you can see the third line down. I've blown that up so you can see the example here. So as part of that package, you're getting a choice of 6 months of Disney Plus, standard Amazon Prime, or you could even get Audible and McAfee and a few different other options there. And what would happen in this scenario is you have that 6 month period, and then on month 7, the billing cycle will start and it'll be added into that bill. So again, all kind of different permutations of how a hard bundle can happen. But again, it's really interesting to see that kind of the different examples in market. And also, we talk around quite a lot of these examples I've shown are kind of in that post-paid environment. So this is an example in the kind of prepaid environment. So this is over in India, Vodafone Idea. They have 3-month chunks of data packaged into one deal, and as part of that deal, they're getting Amazon Prime Lite included in that particular package. So again, you can see how this can start to get a little bit more complex as this kind of ramps up, because you're now trying to bring in billing cycles, service access and eligibility windows, and even renewal phases. So it's starting to get a little bit more of a complex beast to manage. But this is still very much a hard bundle, just with more complexity wrapped up into that one. So far we've kind of talked about hard bundles here, Giles. This is mainly about acquisition and product differentiation. You've got another example here that you're going to talk about that's slightly different.
Yeah, I really like this one. It's another kind of hard bundle, but it's been offered this time at the end of the plan. So the idea here is to extend the customer to another period, perhaps another year, by offering a new plan, and this time including a subscription video on demand service. And by doing so, they reduce churn by 2% and also managed to get 250,000 new subscribers for this SVOD service. So really nice example of using a hard bundle effectively at the end of a period to try and reduce churn. Okay, should we turn up the complexity a little bit?
Yeah, so I want to just quickly talk about when we say an offer, what an offer is and what the kind of different layers that are involved in an offer. So we're talking around price, some sort of duration, and then also the actual subscription service that's included there. So if you get that mix right, you're onto a really good way of influencing and trying to get that engagement from kind of future or existing customers, both on that uptake and also on that retention side of things. So soft bundling. So this is slightly different than hard bundling, because it's still, again, tied to that first party product that you get. So an example here on screen is a broadband plan. But then in getting that particular offer, you have an option to add another service at some point. It doesn't have to be right at the start. It could be added halfway through the term, but you've got that element of choice of where you can add that in by getting this particular plan. You have the option to add some subscription services later down the line. So I'm going to talk about this in a little bit more in more detail with some more examples. Take Vodafone here. So they've combined a third-party subscription service, or a choice of third-party subscription, with their first party. So you could just go the 5 gigabyte plan for £15 a month, or you could, at that point, you could choose to go for the £22 a month and then have a choice of 24 months of one of these entertainment packages. So this is either YouTube Premium, Prime, or Spotify. And you can see how that's helping push up ARPU, differentiation in the market, and giving that kind of choice back to the customer. Another example here from EE. You're going to talk about this one, aren't you, Giles?
Yeah, this one's actually from your app, isn't it? Where we noticed this offer here. So a range of different services are available. They can be added to the mobile plan, but also here we have a sport package which is available initially for £15 a month for the first 6 months, but you're actually committing to 24 months. And so we see some complexity in here as the price increases. So we're going from £15 a month to £23 a month to £25 a month, and eventually to £27 a month. So while this offer is clear to begin with, £15, we can see over different phases and periods. You see for a different period of time, there's a different cost, and those change multiple times. So we have a greater degree of complexity appearing within this offer for the customer. So again, it's another example of how the complexity can increase within bundles. Okay, let's go a bit further still, shall we?
Yeah, let's going to turn it up a little bit more with the kind of complexity here. So this is when we're now talking around a multi-party bundle. So you may have seen these come online in the kind of last 12 months. This is something that is starting to become more and more popular. They're very hard to deliver because there's so many different moving parts, right? So this is an example here of, as you get a first-party service, so it's a broadband package. Part of that, you get 3 different services all tied together. So this is a Peacock Premium, Netflix ads, and an Apple TV Plus, all part of that same customer offer for that one price point. So that's kind of the concept of a multi-party bundle. And then seeing it in real life, so StreamSaver over in the US, they've got this pre-built multi-party bundle with these 3 leading SVOD products. So you can kind of get an idea of what this actually looks like for the customer like you and I, if you wanted to get that. And interestingly, this is obviously 3 parties involved. They even have the offer of having a 4th person involved. So you can see there on the right-hand side. So you could get Now TV as part of that bundle for an extra $15 a month. So it's a really interesting kind of proposition of really kind of creating that kind of package for your potential customers. So it's a really good a good example to show on this. You've got another example to show as well, haven't you, Giles?
Yeah, I do. I think we've got the Rogers example here from Canada, which is showing Netflix, Disney, and Apple TV together in one price point. And this is a very recent one, actually. This one just came out in the last few days. So another really strong saving for the consumer. I think it's about 30%. The reduction there to the consumer. So really nice multi-party bundle there. Notice, of course, that this is Netflix, Disney, Apple, 3 different entities being sold by Rogers. So really interesting. So with Verizon, this is a really nice, very simple acquisition flow now for Verizon. You sign up to My Home or My Plan. You then get presented with some perks that you could choose from, and these are all really unique offers in the market. So Netflix and Max, for example, or HBO Max, for $10. That is a unique offer in market. Very good price for Verizon customers there. But again, notice this is multiple different parties. And then, of course, we've got the Disney, Hulu, and ESPN bundle there. A remarkably good value there for Verizon customers. So some really nice examples in market of how customers are benefiting. But also we have this quote here from the CEO, Sampath here, who is saying they're experiencing a churn reduction of around 60 to 70% compared to the average customers. So really nice advantages there for those offering the bundles as well. And of course, I'm sure the content providers are delighted to add additional customers through Verizon in this instance. Okay, we can ratchet it up another level still, can't we, Ben?
Yes, we certainly can. So we've kind of talked about simple into kind of the complex bundling, the multi-party bundling, and now they'd probably, I'd say, the most complicated type of bundle that's out there is the super bundle. So this is literally where multiple services are all paid for and managed within that one place. It's usually a whole array of subscription services that are there as a kind of pick and choose, build your own bundle type format. And it's really complicated to deliver, right? You've got to think about the different kind of billing models. You've got to think about the different partners that have different rules, and trying to do this kind of type of bundle is just it's quite a heavy lift for resellers to operate. So we specialize in this area though as Bango, and we'll come on to some of the reasons why working with us to deliver this type of service. But I'll show you some examples that are in market now that we can talk about. So over in Australia, Optus SubHub, this is a great example of subscription bundling, subscription super bundling. Their SubHub lets consumers come in and basically build and bring their kind of subscriptions all into that one ecosystem. I think they've got around 20 plus partners, if I recall. They're adding new services quite regularly. And this is across SVOD, lifestyle, music, education. You can see some of the brands there on screen. They really are quite far spanning. So it's not just an SVOD story. It's actually a lot wider than that, a lot broader than that. So this is really true super bundling in action. The main offer here on the right-hand side is it's kind of a bundle and save kind of proposition. So the more subscriptions that you sign up to, the more of a discount you get across the full suite of subscriptions. So not every kind of super bundling platform can be like that. It doesn't have to be a discounted model, but this is a great one to try and get that customer acquisition and also a great retention play, because if you have them all in one place, you're more likely to stay with that provider for a longer time period. You've got an example to share as well, haven't you, Giles, over in Europe?
Yeah, we got this great example from Belgium. So this is Telenet with their entertainment marketplace, where they're offering multiple different services, and they're making this available to their customers through all the different touch points they have through their connected TV, through mobile, online, offline. So you can call the service center and change your subscriptions there as well. And in fact, there's an additional discount if you actually speak to the Telenet service center. We've got a case study on this, which you can download through that QR code that's just appeared. But this is a really strong example of super bundling. And you can see already they've kindly given us some data here, which is 26% churn reduction for customers who took a bundle from them. And actually, we can show some data here. This is from a survey that we did with Parks Associates, who have their own panel, and they asked the panel various questions. And within that, we came to this data point here, which shows for an internet service provider, as the number of bundles that are taken by the subscriber increases, so does the net promoter score. So more services, higher net promoter score. And net promoter score is a kind of proxy for loyalty and churn reduction if you extrapolate it that way. So a really interesting study there that really validates the hypothesis that the more services that you take, the more loyal you'll be to that first party service provider. So really interesting super bundling there example, and that's probably the most complex example that we'll show today. But what we are going to do next is show some emerging trends from some other areas. So Ben, are you going to lead the charge here?
Yes, certainly. So, we're seeing a number of these different types of bundles coming on. We've talked about quite a lot of the kind of conventional, more operator-focused bundles that are out there in market, but it's definitely not standing still. We're seeing new ones happening all the time. So, hopefully, some of these examples we're going to show on are going to kind of spark some of the innovation juices flowing and get you kind of thinking about how you can get up to speed with some bundled offers. So I want to start with hardware and software bundles. This is something that we've seen over with EE. So the example on the left-hand side is some headphones, some Beats Fit Pro headphones. So in buying that particular hardware, that kind of item, that they are including as part of the cost Apple Music for 24 months. So again, you're seeing that kind of combination of two entities coming together, making again a proposition that's a lot more valuable to the end consumer. And similarly, on the example on the right hand side is a gaming example. So buying an Xbox Series X digital edition, you can see there that you get Xbox Game Pass for 24 months, again included in that offer. So you can really start to see how you can get these unique combinations, and you can see how they can be really powerful in market and make you stand out really from just having an item that is a retail item that could probably be bought from anywhere. So you can really start to see that kind of differentiation taking place. And this could work for a whole myriad of different examples, right? So I'm thinking now, maybe like speakers. Maybe it could be like a home speaker or a home security system, and you've got like kind of the subscriptions to power that. So you can really start to think about how you can start bundling subscriptions with those hardware items.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Ben, that's a really smart way of buying a console. I noticed they also do an offer on the PS5, which at this time isn't really going to be heavily discounted, but you can, if you're savvy enough as a shopper, go and find these kind of value add from your service providers. So really interesting hardware and software bundles. So here we've got this emerging trend of content providers with content providers. So in this instance, there isn't a service provider like a mobile operator behind it. This is a content provider teaming up with another provider for reasons of probably acquisition, of loyalty, retention, to improve the value of the offer. So here's a couple of examples that we've revealed from around the world. So in North America, here we have Amazon Prime offering DoorDash's Dash Pass included within the Prime subscription. In the middle is a Spotify Premium just for students. So there is included Hulu and Showtime. And on the right-hand side, again, for the gamers, this one's really nice, and it's a great fit, of course. So it's Xbox Game Pass, including the EA Play equivalent. So more games than probably I'd ever get through. I've got a job to do, but an excellent offer there for any gamers who are interested in such things. Moving on, this bundle caught everybody's eye, I think, over the summer. So this is a very recent bundle. This is with Netflix and Shahid in the Middle East. And we're seeing here a substantial saving if you buy both of these products together. So it's priced as one price point, and you get both those Shahid and Netflix together. So really strong bundle there, and that's probably unique in the region, the first of its kind. So well done to those guys for pulling that together. Great for the subscriber. Right, Ben, you're going to take us, or are you going to have to run and get the door?
No, it's all good. It's just, there's my door going. There's the beauty of live streaming. The banking space. Also, if there's any questions that come up, by the way, just please do put them into the comments section, and we can address them in the live Q&A at the end. Banking. So this is a really interesting vertical for us. We're seeing a lot of bundle subscriptions being activated in this particular channel. Starting with Barclays on the left-hand side here, part of what are their premium plans and their reward plans they're giving away, or they're part of their kind of package and tiered package is Apple TV Plus. Again, a really kind of top tier subscription, right? Subscription service that everyone has a desire to have. And it's included in that particular plan. So they're really trying to differentiate, again, their first party product with some subscription content. And similarly over in Brazil, Nubank, this was activated with HBO Max. Again, it's a really interesting proposition. Again, huge market in Brazil, and they're it's a digital first bank, so it's interesting to see how subscriptions are being used in those particular environments. And then the example at the top there, based in the UK here, Revolut. They have a number of different kind of tiered packages, but their Revolut Ultra plan, it's got some fantastic value included in that tier. You're kind of locked into an annual plan with it, which I think they've now changed to more of a monthly model. But when I tested this one out for to try it all out, they had 24 different subscriptions packaged into that one deal. And these are not just ones you don't really have never heard of before. It's Financial Times, it's NordVPN, Headspace, Tinder Gold, even, which I found quite hilarious because I'm married. But it's just quite an interesting proposition, right? Of kind of using subscriptions to really kind of enhance the proposition for a first party product like Revolut's plan. But yes, retail, another interesting vertical for us, isn't it, Giles?
Yeah, this is really interesting. There's some really great innovation going on here, and just announced this week was an enhancement to the Walmart Plus subscriptions that they're offering. So to give you a bit of an overview here, Walmart Plus is $13 a month, and what they're offering you is a choice of either Peacock or Paramount Plus. So Walmart Plus $13, Peacock, if you were to buy direct, is $11. Paramount Plus $8. So
Crazy.
if you think about that, your Walmart Plus is $13 and you're getting an $11 product included within that. That's remarkable value. So for the savvy shopper, that's really a fantastic offer there. In the middle, we've got a very interesting promotion here by Lidl Plus. So if you're a member of the Lidl Plus loyalty scheme, if you spend 60 euros a month or more, you can get Disney Plus for $3.99. If you spend 120 euros or more, that becomes $2.99. And if you go big and spend over 400 euros a month, you get Disney for free. So a really nice ratcheting of benefit there for the loyalty members. From Lidl. So nice work there. And then on the right, Continent, I believe is the pronunciation in Portugal, are offering Disney Plus, and they launched this in time for Christmas. So the offer there was Disney Plus at $1.99 for the first 3 months. So really strong offer. Feels like a reward for the customer, and they did a really nice job of promoting that across all their marketing channels. So great innovation and execution there from some retailers. And then just to touch on some other verticals which are starting to get involved in subscription bundling. So automotive, if anybody's bought a fairly new car, you'll probably have a screen that looks not dissimilar to the one we see there from Kia, which feels a little bit like a connected TV. In some cases, in my Polestar, it looks a bit like a Google Play App Store. But nevertheless, we know automotive were experimenting with the ideas of, I think it was BMW were offering a subscription heated seat, or another brand was offering, pay more by subscription for the faster, unlocks the faster model. Well, now they're offering or starting to look at offering subscription products in the car as well, and paying for and managing those through the car. Delta, who for some time have had Paramount Plus available to Sky Miles member. We see the airlines are starting to look into this space and looking at subscription bundling. And utility companies. Here's an example from Australia where AGL Electricity are offering Netflix when you sign up to use their electricity. So companies are really well positioned to offer subscriptions, not just the typical ones that we're involved with now, the SVODs and gaming, but also the Internet of Things type subscription products. I think utility products are really well positioned for that, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the utility firms moving into that space. So just to wrap up this section, we've seen a lot of examples from around the world, not all of which are powered by the DVM. Some of them are. Our product is a digital vending machine. It's enabling subscription bundling. We have a very vast ecosystem now of content providers of different types: subscription video demand, gaming, productivity, all working together and being connected to, and our product sits in the middle of that to reduce the complexity and burden on all parties, and it's available as a SaaS product. So if anybody's interested in digital vending machine, please do get in touch. And now on to the bit that I know Ben is secretly most excited about, which is the conclusion of our bundle battle. Ben, I'll leave it with you.
Yes, thanks, Giles. Yes, we have been running a bit of a campaign over the last kind of 3 weeks on That's a Bundle. Hopefully you've seen it on our LinkedIn social channel. I wanted to just give you a kind of an overview of the different rounds that we've run and who's won those rounds. And then we've got a final decision to make. And then, Giles, I'm sure you'll join me in this decision-making process for the final win. So round one was interesting. We had headlocks. We had headlines and headlocks, which was kind of news and sport. We had carbs and cardio, which was food delivery and fitness. Free delivery with dragons, which was retail and streaming. And then pause and power-ups, which was gaming and pet products. And the winner from that particular round was headlines and headlocks, which I do particularly like. The graphic here is one of your favorites, isn't it, Giles?
Yeah, I love this. These are all a bit of fun, really. This is AI generated fun combinations of unexpected combinations. And it's based on our survey, of course, the subscriptions assembled from earlier in the year, which revealed some of these unusual pairings that people are taking. This one I really love, though, the idea of a guy sitting on his chair, which normally they'd be whacking over each other's heads, but he's sitting there reading his newspaper and he's about to take one off the top rope. I just think that's brilliant. News and sport. Great bundle. That's a bundle.
That is a bundle. And then round two, we took it down a different path. We went down studying with Stir Fry, which is learning and kind of food delivery service. We had streaming and social media for Dancing the Upside Down. Documentaries and ride sharing, which was documentaries for the drive. And then cloud storage and sci-fi is one of my favorites, is transferring to the dark side. So the winner of this round was Dancing in the Upside Down. So yeah, very interesting one. Yeah.
the documentary one had a slightly odd video which came with it. You can still see that on our LinkedIn page. So I'm glad I won't need to be looking at that one again.
And then the final round we had was streaming and retail. Again, quite a popular subscription, which is games at the grocery store. Prompts for pickup lines, which was AI and dating. I particularly like that one. Meals and squeals, which was food delivery and kind of watching horror type subscription content. And then heavy metal and meditation, which is an interesting combination, right, of well-being and music coming together. And the winner of that round was heavy metal and meditation. There we go. So we're up to the final round. We are live with the final decision. I am now going to find out who is the winner. Live with me now. So bear with me 1 second. We're going to the
live
poll.
on LinkedIn any minute
live
now.
on LinkedIn. This is the beauty of live streaming. Headlines and headlocks with 51% of the votes. So there we go. We have our winner. This is your favourite, Giles.
Yeah, and curiously, news and sport is, probably the two most accessed apps I have on my phone. So that kind of fits well with me.
Giles, I think we're going to call it.
Okay, well done.
All right.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks a lot for joining. And yes, we'll speak to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers now.